If you're an investor, you know that getting your hands on capital is, well, everything. But what if the one thing holding you back from your next big deal is just a three-digit number, your credit score? Today, we're going to break down the exact formula to boost that score, and fast. Because in the investing world, a great score isn't just about getting a loan. It's about getting the best loan on the best terms so you can really scale your portfolio.
So, what's the real secret to locking in those incredible loan rates that make or break a deal? Yep, you guessed it, it's your credit score. A high score can literally save you tens of thousands of dollars in interest on just one property. But a low score? Oof. It can kill a deal in its tracks and bring all your momentum to a dead stop.
Now, when we talk goals, there are really two big milestones you should be focused on. Getting your score over 740 is very good. That gets you in the door, gets you those favorable rates. But for serious investors, the real target, the real power position is 800 plus. That's exceptional. That's when you stop just accepting terms and you start dictating them. That's where we want to get you. I want you to think of your score like a financial resume. When you're using other people's money to build wealth, lenders are going to look at this resume very, very closely to see if you're a good bet. Our job, it's to make that resume absolutely perfect. So how do we do that? Well, we're going to follow a really clear 5-step plan. Here's our blueprint for today. We're going to start by mastering what I call the 65% foundation. These are the two factors with the biggest punch. Then we'll fine-tune your profile, learn how to become a credit detective to protect your score, and finally, we'll put it all together in a forward-thinking plan. All right, first up, the most important part of this whole thing, mastering the 65% foundation. We're starting here for one simple reason. Focusing on these two areas will give you the biggest, the fastest, the most dramatic boost to your score, period. And this chart right here shows you exactly why this is so powerful. Look at this. Your payment history, that's just your record of paying on time, makes up a whopping 35% of your score. And your credit utilization, basically how much credit you're using, is another 30%. Together, that's 65% of your entire financial reputation in just two numbers. You master these two, and you have already won most of the battle. And you really can't underestimate how important discipline is here. A single payment, just 30 days late, can absolutely wreck a great score. We're talking a drop of up to 100 points. Think about that for a second. One mistake can wipe out years of hard work. The stakes are just incredibly high. The solution, thankfully, is simple, but it is non-negotiable. First, you need to set up automatic payments for at least the minimum due on every single account you have. No exceptions. Second, use calendar reminders as your backup. Your goal here isn't just a good payment history, we're shooting for a perfect one. Okay, now for the second huge pillar of our foundation, credit utilization. All this is the percentage of your available credit that you're actually using at any given time. Lenders look at this to see how much you're relying on debt to get by. Now, you've probably heard the standard advice, right? Keep your utilization under 30%. And yeah, that's a good start, but for investors who want the absolute best deals, good is not our goal. We're aiming for exceptional, and that means getting your utilization under 10%. That sends a huge signal to lenders that you are in total control of your money. So how in the world do you keep your utilization that low, especially if you're trying to rack up credit card points? The answer is a really powerful strategy called credit cycling. It's so simple. You just use your card like you normally would, but, and this is the magic part, you pay off almost the entire balance before your statement closing date. See, lenders only report the balance on that one day, so the number they see is tiny. This one trick can give your score a massive immediate boost. Okay, so once you've completely nailed that 65% foundation, it's time to fine-tune your profile. These next steps, these are the things that take your score from just good and push it all the way to exceptional. These next three factors make up the last 35% of your score. Your length of history, that shows lenders you're reliable over the long haul. Your credit mix proves you can handle different kinds of debt. And your new credit, well, that tells them if you're stable or maybe stretching yourself too thin. Mastering these is what puts the final polish on your financial resume and gets you into that elite 800 plus club. So what do we even mean by a healthy credit mix? Well, lenders want to see that you can responsibly handle different types of debt. That means having a mix of revolving credit, like credit cards, and installment loans. Those are things with fixed payments, like a mortgage or a car loan. It just proves you're a versatile and trustworthy borrower. And this is where long-term thinking really comes into play. A super common mistake people make is closing old, unused credit cards. Please don't do it. That old account is like an anchor for your credit history. When you close it, you shorten your track record. Same thing goes for applying for too many loans at once. That creates a bunch of hard inquiries, and to a lender, that can make you look financially desperate. All right, now for a really proactive move that separates the amateurs from the pros. You have to become a credit detective. This isn't just about building credit anymore, it's about actively managing it and protecting it. And here's why this is absolutely non-negotiable. A shocking number of credit reports have errors on them, mistakes that aren't even your fault but are actively hurting your score. You just can't afford to let some clerical errors stop you from closing your next big investment. You have to be your own advocate here. So here's your simple audit plan. Step 1. Get your free reports every single year from all 3 big bureaus, Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. Step 2. Go through them with a fine-tooth comb. Look for anything that looks off. Step 3. Dispute every single error you find right away. Cleaning up these little mistakes can give your score a surprisingly quick and significant jump. Okay, let's pull all of this together into your forward-thinking plan. We've gone over all the individual pieces. Now it's about making this formula a consistent habit. So let's recap the whole formula. It really is this straightforward. First, you obsess over the big 2, a perfect payment history and an ultra-low utilization. That's your 65% foundation. Then, you patiently fine-tune your credit age and mix. And finally, you play defense by regularly checking your reports for any errors. And remember, the goal here isn't just to have a good score. Anybody can have a good score. The goal is to have an exceptional score. That's what unlocks the best deals, the lowest interest rates, and lets you grow your wealth way faster than you could with just average credit. The most empowering part about all of this, building an incredible investor credit score, it's not some big mystery. It's not something that just happens to you. It's a formula. It's a process that you and only you are in complete control of every single day. So I'll leave you with this one question. Now that you have the formula, what is the very first step you're going to take to boost your score? Your path to better funding and bigger deals, it all starts with that one decision.